to this conversation about history, this conversation about tradition. Yeah, second callers on 0705 6900 927. 0705 690 0927. Or callers on 0802 502 7711. 0802 502 7711. You can also send us your messages via WhatsApp on 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927. Yes, we're going traditional. We're talking about tradition. Because there was a viral video where it was said that the Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Bimbola Uwade, sat while greeting the Ooni of Ife. And that's what we're trying to dissect. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Can you please turn down the volume on your radio set so we can hear you properly?
Mr. Yusuf Kasim.
What's your name?
Mr. Yusuf Kasim.
Mr. what?
Yusuf Kasim.
All right, Yusuf Kasim. All right, Yusuf Kasim, please make your
from
comment.
Lagos Island.
From Lagos. All right, go ahead, please.
To talk about the
Okay, I'm sorry, Yusuf. We have to drop this call. We can't hear you properly. Please call the other line. It's 0802 502 7711. 0802 502 7711. Or call us on 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927. Yes, let's talk. I will still have Chief right here. Okay, Chief, in all of this conversation, what would have happened? Will it have been a taboo if the Alaafin of Oyo had stood up to greet the Ooni of Ife? And also, there are facts that the past Alaafin before Adeyemi III paid homage to Oni. How true are these facts? And also, what would have happened if he had stood up to greet the Oni?
Now, it's not going to be a taboo. So we stand up, but people will misunderstood it. I have seen a picture where the late Alaafin Adeyemi was appear to when he was greeting Ooni of Ife, not as a man, as a respect that someone is higher than him, but naturally it happened. But people misunderstood it. That's is bound to his superior, and Alaafin did not want to make that mistake. Should he stood up to greet him, that will pass a wrong message to the people, because people are looking to see how they are behaving to each other. And Oni never complained. Alaafin never complained. It is some people, some mischievous people that are doing all these things to bring disunity to the kings. Those who are affected never complain about what happened. Oni knew that Alaafin should not stand to greet him. Similarly, he will not stand to greet Alaafin when he was there. Alaafin was already seated. If they reversed the case and it was Alaafin that was coming, Oni would never have stood up as well to greet him. They greeted each other. They extended handshake. It would have been different if Alaafin refused to extend his hand towards Oni when he wanted to shake hand with him. So when we look at it, there's nothing. People are just making money out of a molehill. There's no reason why Oni will complain. There's no reason why Alaafin will. And Alaafin took time to respond that he is not in supremacy contest with anybody. He knew his word. He knew who he is. And your empire extended beyond everywhere, beyond this country. As a matter of fact, in the olden days, if it was part of your empire, that was the truth of the matter. That's why being the cradle. Because Oramiya, who established Oyo, was a descendant of Oduduwa, the progenitor of the modern Yorubas, as it were. So there is no reason for the contest. But only hold the spiritual power. Alaafin has the political power. So when I say they are both things of utter ego, they have equal power.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Yes.
What's your name and where you calling from, please?
My name is Ben.
Ben from
Calling
where?
From Owo. Yes.
From where?
We were from Owo.
From Owo. Okay, Ben, please make your comment.
Yes, we were meant to know that when Oromiyo got to Benin, he got married to Oba of Benin, to Benin Queen, and he had Oba of Benin then. He now went through Oyo to have Ajaka and Shango. Before now going to Ife at the last stage to go and settle down. So we were looking at Oyo, okay, that is Alaafin of Oyo, as a senior to Ooni. So I want our historian to capture that to let us know the facts concerning that.
All right. I'm sure you heard that, Chief.
I heard a bit of it. But let me say this, let me maintain this clearly. I refuse to be drawn into the supremacy contest between the two. All I'm interested in the unity of Yoruba because there's no supremacy fight between them. Before, yes, we had the issue with the late Alaafin and Oba Ade, and the issue was not resolved until both passed away. But the new Ooni of Ife, when he was installed, went to see Alaafin to settle this matter once and for all, so that Yoruba will be one. That is the most important thing. The supremacy will never bring us anything good. What Alaafin is in Oyo, Ooni is in Osun State, Alaafin is in Oyo State. So they are both holding their different states anyway. So the supremacy is not an issue. The most important thing, like I'm saying, is the unity between the kings, so that Yoruba will overcome the enemy that is dividing us. It's not an issue of supremacy. That nothing is going to come out of the supremacy. Honestly speaking. And things have changed in this modern world now. Those who have the power are the governors of the state. Look at what Obasanjo just said. When Makinde was with Makinde, he said the kings should stand up. So we now know where the power lies. Because when the Europeans came to Africa, they know in their own land, the king is supreme to the parliament. So, but when they came here, they don't want to bow to our kings. And because we have many kings, anyway, unlike England where they have one king or queen. So, but we have many kings. So what they devise is to put the governor above the kings. So the kings now are under the governor. They have the power. And that's why Obasanjo said, you stand up when the governor or the president is around. So that's the situation we have now. That is the situation. Is not about who is supremacy anymore. They just have power. They reign, but they are not ruling anymore. So the power that they even have is from the people, it's from the culture, it's from the tradition. So the battle for the supremacy is not necessary at all. We know where the real power lies.
All right.
So the governor can stop paying their salary. It happened in Ibadan some times ago, before the death of Ogunoswaji, when the governor refused to pay his salary. Until later, Adedibu intervened and collected his salary and went there to give him. So the power lies with the governor, not even with the kings. The kings are recognized because of the culture and the tradition. So we should not keep this thing as very important. They cannot legislate. They cannot do many things. They are only having cultural or traditional power. That's what they have. The real power lies with the governor.
So should the governor be bigger than the king? If we have to look at it,
that is the way our constitution is set up. That is the way the governors have power than the kings now. That is the way our constitution was set up, because they rule the state. They would really want to present the staff of office even to the king. If he refuses to present the staff of office to the king, then you see what happened recently now. It was governor that even picked the king through the traditional means. Of course, he said they considered the Ifa Oreku, and Ifa Oreku chose the new the king, Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Owade, right? Alaafin of Owade. It was the Oreku through the governor, not even through the Oyomesi. So we can now see where the power lies. If they choose someone, they chose somebody actually, and the governor rejected it. So technically, we see where the power lies. So wherein lies the supremacy of the Obas? Why should they be? Maybe they come together. Perhaps we can amend the constitution to give them more power. That's if there's unity. But as long as there's this supremacy contest between them, we are not going to make progress as Yorubas. So what they should work at now is not the supremacy. It's about how they will come together to get more power to the kings so that they will be more respected. As it is now.
But because of the political fingering.
He can even remove the king. The governor has the power to remove them from office.
Is that supposed to be? It seems to be like kings are not regarded anymore.
Sorry? No, they should be regarded. They have cultural value. They have traditional value. They are the kings of their people. They have to be respected. And we treat them with respect. But what I'm saying is, there's no reason for supremacy contest because we know even where that power is now. Not longer with the kings. That is the fact of the matter. In Nigeria, the constitution that established the arms of government give the governors more power above all the kings.
So
they are respect. There is cultural, there is traditional respect for the kings. Anywhere they are the kings. They as a matter of fact, we will say they represent the girls, but they have to act within the realm of the constitution. They know their limitation. You see, there's limitation of power.
All right, Lagos, you can be part.
We have respect for that.
All right, thank you for that, Lagos. Don't forget, you can be part of this conversation. Yes, let's talk tradition this morning. 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927. Or you can call us on 0802 502 7711. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's the name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Lagos Island. Reverend Olushola is my name.
All right, Olushola from Lagos Island. Please make your comment.
Yeah, please. I want some clarification. One, what is the title of all? Well, we are made to understand that Ooni has to be chief priest in Ife. Whenever the king is traveling, he acted, he is always acting on the basis of taking care of the oracles.
You said what is the title of what? Title of who?
Ooni.
Ooni, okay.
The name Ooni itself, what is the meaning? That's one. Two, remember during the time of Buhari regime.
Go ahead.
Yes, Chijuade and one northern king were suspended. Even they were given house arrest for disobeying the military command there, was traveling. And when they came back, they said they should be put on house arrest for 6 months. Like what that man is saying is correct, that the leadership of the country now lies upon the people that hold the power, the governor, the president, and everything, who can replace and remove. So I just want to know. You see, I love the man's statement, trying to bring unity to Nigeria, especially Yoruba nation. Beautiful. I'm not even interested with a leader who is more powerful than the other. I just want to clarify on that particular Ooni on his own.
All right, thank you very much. Chief, I'm sure you get that question there. He was asking...
he was asking for the title of Ooni.
Yes.
Is that correct?
He said yes. He said, what's
Ooni is Ooni Risha. He's spiritual leader of all the Yorubas. That's the title. He was formerly known as Ooni of Ife.
Ooni of Ife.
That spiritual power before he later become Ooni Risha of Ife. So the title is what they are referring into, Ooni of Ife, Ooni Risha. Orisha means God. So Ooni Risha is a spiritual leader that hold. You will recall that the staff of Oromia is located at Ife. While Orania was former king of Oyo, the first Alaafin of Oyo. Mm-hmm. So when you look at it, you will see the connection between the two. So there's no basis, like I said, for leadership contest between the two. They both have to work together. One possesses the spiritual power, the other one possesses the political power, and they come together to fight for the interests of the Yoruba. That's what I'm interested in, and that's what Yorubas want. It's not about. It's only some people who are. It's like when we were young. Anytime we follow masquerade in those days, what we want is for masquerade to meet another masquerade, so that fight will ensue and we enjoy. People tend to enjoy when there is altercation between people, they want the bloggers, everyone, or they want something to write about. That's why they are trying to draw the two paramount kings into supremacy contest. They have never expressed anything about supremacy. It is the people, they are drawing them out so that they will find something to be talking about, they find something to be writing about. It's typical of the people of Nigeria. They want something that we like confrontation. Oh, they say, oh, Ooni said is superior, Alaafin claimed to be superior, and then on and on and on. And we don't need that. We don't need that. We want unity in Yoruba land.
All right, thank you.
Most important thing.
All right, the most important thing is unity right there. You get that from the chief, Niyi Aborisade, who is an historian and also a lawyer right there in Oyo State. But chief, let's go into other details. Like historians will say that Oyo Empire is the biggest, and rulers have always been Alaafin from the beginning. How correct is that fact? And also, Oni, they say Oni is more of a spiritual leader to Alaafin. How can you justify that statement?
The issue was correct. The issue was correct, as it were. Alaafin Empire, because Oyo Empire, because Oyo was established by Oromia, and Oromia was the one that chose the person that became Ooni when he was going on his journey to conquer many more places, which he conquered many more, but he appointed somebody to lead. And that person became the scribe. He was the custodian of that culture, of that goal, of the goals in those days. So, and that's how he became Ooni of Ife. So when someone has a spiritual power, a leader, as a spiritual leader, and other word as spiritual leader, with times, all they need to do is to come together. Honestly speaking, there's no reason. We can go on and go on and go on. It will be difficult for us to come to a kind of understanding in this matter, other than to fight for unity. That's the most important thing. Ooni never claimed to be superior. I've never heard it from him. I've never heard from the new Alaafin. I'm talking of the new Alaafin and the new Ooni of Ife. Because in those days, between Alaafin Adeyemi and Obasijuade, there was leadership contest, which was not resolved. But it was never resolved. That's why the fact that when they meet each other, they greet each other. But Alaafin will claim to be superior. The Ooni of Ife, Oba Kwadesijuade, the second, will claim to be superior as well. But that has never brought us any good things
and also,
in Yoruba land.
Then how justifiable is this fact that Ajaro, Alara throne are more older than the Alaafin throne, and that they still respect the Ooni to date?
Well, it depends. The history is tried on where Alaafin derived his power directly from Oromia, the son of Oduduwa. So that is clear. Alaafin has been in existence. All these people, they are claiming to be older. Yes, it's possible. Like
so how about the Ajaro and Alara throne?
When Oduduwa came, he met some autonomous group in Yoruba land, and he absorbed them into his own group. So they have been existing. Many people that is known as Yoruba today have been existing. It's perhaps before even Oduduwa came, there were 97 kings in Yoruba land. Before Oduduwa came, 97 kings. So that is part of our history. But the most important thing is that it was through Oduduwa that Yoruba became known as Yoruba. It was through him. We are talking of Alaketu of Ketu. We are talking of Onagun of Ila. We are talking of Alaafin of Oyo. We are talking of Onisabe of Sabe, Onimoko of Koko. Those were the people that hold the part that extended even to Benin Kingdom. You know, the Field Marshal Oyalabi was in fact in Porto-Novo, Ajase. And he submitted himself because he was appointed by Alaafin, of course. So the kingdom of Alaafin is much more than even Oyo. It's all Yoruba. The same thing with Ooni. As the spiritual leader, it's extended beyond the shores of Nigeria. So when we have things like this, the best way is to find a common ground, and the common ground is unity. Because none of them is inferior to each other. No one can establish that fact. You can go on for thousands of years, we'll still be fighting for superiority. Who is superior, who is supreme between them. So the time has come now for us to drop that supremacy matter and embrace love and unity. That is the most common ground that can propel Yoruba.
All right, thank you.
Forward.
Let's go to the phone lines.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello, sir.
Good morning.
Chief Pastor, please, is there no king before the arrival of Udua? If Yoruba has been existing prior before the arrival of Udua, who was the first king in Yoruba land?
All right.
We had 97 kings in Ife before the arrival of Udua. 97 kings. But I cannot be mentioning their name here. I even have the name of those who established Ife and things like that in those days. But that is not the subject of today, right? And I do not intend to discuss that today.
Obviously.
But because the most important thing we are discussing today is the supremacy between Oni and Alaafin of Oyo.
All right.
So
yes.
we don't want to go. Next time we can be talking of that. But definitely there are our autonomous group who have been existing, even in Leve and other parts of Yoruba. The kingdom extend to even Nokwe in those days. So we would be discussing that next time. But
all right,
today,
we have a message here. Said he wants to remain anonymous. I totally agree with your guest speaker that there is no reason to generate a controversy between the two. I see them as young rulers and friends. Ooni of Ife is a peace-loving ruler who will always ignore any act of disrespect from anyone. Even when Oba of Lagos disregarded him, he never bothered. But the gods dealt. Okay, he said the gods dealt with him, and the palace got burnt shortly after the incident. Well, we can't say much of that, but we're still talking about the supremacy battle in Yoruba nation. In case you are just tuning in, yes, you're here live on Super FM 92.7, and yes, we're talking the supremacy battle in Yoruba tradition right here on Spotlight on Super FM. And we have a historian and also a lawyer who joins us all the way from Oyo State, Chief Niyi. Aborisade. Chief, while we discuss all of this, like they say that Oni owns all the crown in Yoruba land and all the kings in Yoruba land.
I didn't say all the crown.
I mean,
never sell the crown.
I'm saying I see justifying, but I'm asking. How justifiable are these facts that they also say that Oni owns all the crown in Yoruba land? And all the kings in Yoruba land are under Oni, including the Alaafin. Is that correct?
That's not correct. Alaafin is not under Oni. That's not correct. That's the truth of the matter. It's not correct. Oni did not own the crown of Alaafin. So, but Oni holds the Ari crown. The first crown, it's a spiritual crown as well. The spiritual crown with value and very powerful crown. That is as far as Oni goes. But Alaafin is not under Oni of Ife. No.
Has there ever been any point in time where Ile-Ife was paying tribute to Oyo Alaafin?
What?
Has there been any time where Ile-Ife was maybe paying tribute to the Oyo Alaafin?
Of course. During the Alaafin, Oyo Empire, Alaafin was the supreme ruler all over the world. Ibadan was the military wing of Oyo Alaafin then. So all Ife and most of Yoruba land, they come under Alaafin. At that time, he was the supreme ruler. There's no contest between who was powerful at that time. Alaafin was it was the one. Shago, you remember Shago as well. Shago was of Oyo and one of the most powerful kings. Not Shago the ghost, but Shago the king. But they are two different. People are mixing them together. There was Shago the god who were at the same time with Ogono, Batala, Oromila, and Co. That's Shago the ghost, not the Shago the king. Shago the king is different from Shago the god. And people have been mixing them together. Shago was an offspring of Oromia. So, and he became king in Oyo, and his brother also became king. Ajaka became king at Oyo as well. So, how can you now say Oyo is under Ife? When we are talking of those mighty, powerful people in Oyo, as Alaafin. So, it has never been a time Oyo was never under Ife. But Ife was under Oyo during the Oyo Empire. That is incontrovertible. That is incontrovertible. Every other part of Yoruba land then was under the Alaafin Empire before the empire was destroyed by the attack of the Fulanis.
All right. All right. Thank you for that. Yes, keep your call coming in 0802 0802 502 7711. 0802 502 7711. Or call us on the other line 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927. If you have a question on a Yoruba tradition, yes, you can call us and ask your question. Or you have a comment you want to make on this supremacy battle in Yoruba tradition. You can also call us and make your comment. Or you can also send us a message on WhatsApp via that number 0705 690 0927. 0705 6900 927. Or call us 0802 502 7711. 0802 502 7711. And now, also for how justifiable are we going to say this fact? Well, then let me go to all right, to call the other line 0802 502 7711. 0802 502 7711. That's the other line for you to call in. All right, still talking about history and still talking about tradition. Chief, how justifiable? Okay, let's go to the. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Temi. I'm calling from Ekpe.
Your name is what?
Temi.
Temi from Ekpe. All right, can you please turn down the volume on the radio set? I can hear myself there. Please turn down the volume on the radio set.
That should be okay by now, right?
All right, thank you. Please go ahead, make your comment.
My question is this. Is all a direct descendant of Oduduwa? I want to do one allusion. You remember the late fella, Femi Anikulapo, his son, and they might be the guy that inherited, they wanted to inherit him. So it is bound to be friction. If you inherited my father, I am bound to feel that because of being a blood link to my father, I am bound to think that I'm superior to you. So please let me ask Barrister Niyi, is the Ooni a direct descendant of Oduduwa or not?
All right, Chief, did you get that?
I understand. You see,
he said, is the Ooni a direct descendant of Oduduwa?
It's not, but he married daughter of Oduduwa as well, the first one. So I can't say it's a direct descendant of Oduduwa. But you see, let me say this: power has been given to him to become Ooni of Ife. So when you have, it's not a direct descendant. In fairness, I have to say the fact. But he married the daughter as well of Oduduwa. So the offspring that now became king, in a way, are related to Oduduwa. So when you look at it, you can say it's descendant of Oduduwa. But initially, because Yoruba tradition is patriarchal, that is from the men, not from the women. That's how it is. Unlike Ghana, where patriarchal is from the women in a way. So we have a distinct culture of patriarchal family. So because the woman who married Ooni was not a son to Oduduwa, was a woman, then we can't say it's a direct like Onamiya. Onamiya is a direct descendant because of the male factor, as it were, in those days. So we can say it's not a direct descendant. But power has been given to him. When power is conferred on someone, then he has the power. Power has been conferred on him. And we cannot change the history that he has that power to hold the spiritual leader of Yoruba land. It's in Ife. And we cannot remove the fact that we can say Ife is the cradle of all Yorubas. That can never change. History will not be kind to anyone who tries to change that fact. So, in that regard, we have to say that the two of them are powerful. The two of them. And there's no reason for them to fight for supremacy. There's no one that can say, I'm supreme above the other. When someone has spiritual power, another has political power, they are both powerful. The spiritual power is powerful, and the political power is also powerful. But still, all the two of them are still under the governor of their state. That is the most powerful. The only difference is their tenure. Their tenure has no end until death comes. Whereas the life of a governor is 8 years in power. It will become ordinary citizen. The maximum is 8 years in power. But they have their elongated tenure.
But you just said that a governor can remove can unseat a king.
Yes. I'm just explaining. They have elongated time than the governor because they cannot, unless the governor can remove them. Yes, if they misbehave, no doubt about that. But if they maintain their within the realm of the constitution, the government cannot remove them unjustifiably.
All right,
you can't just go and remove a king unjustifiably.
All right,
unless there's a reason to do that. You can't send him to exile. You can't impose anything on him unless there is a reason to do so.
Let's pick this call, Chief.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Barrister. Good morning, our guest.
Yes.
Presenter, how are you?
I'm fine.
You have Ambassador Musba here calling you from Mushin.
All right, Ambassador from
I
Mushin.
have a question. This question has been bothering my mind for a long time. We have Oyo Empire. We believe that it's the most strongest. Yeah. And we have Are Ona Kakanfo. Can you just tell me, is it the same thing as old of Oyo Empire is, and that can one Iron Kakanfo serve two Obas, two Alaafin? That's the first question. The second question is that what's the major role of the Yoruba traditional given to Oba right now? Because when political power have taken all the power belongs to the Obas. For me, I see most Obas are just ceremonial because I can't see most power they can use without the governor. Give them the order. Even the local government chairman. Is there any role that can be given under the constitution to the Obas that can make them powerful to perform their main duty? Am I communicating, sir?
Yes.
Yeah,
so I want to know, is there any constitution that can give them back, apart from that governor give them order, or the local government chairman? Because where it is now, I see some of us are just ceremonial.
All right, thank you very much. Chief.
Let me first answer the first question. The first question is it was Alaafin Ajagbo that created the title of Are Ona Kakanfo, known as Field Marshal, right? It was Alaafin Ajagbo that created it. The Are Ona Kakanfo is under the Alaafin. But Are Ona Kakanfo, a title of war chief, is the most senior chief among the warlords in those days. It was Alaafin can send him to war, can ask him to levy war on any place. And the Are Ona Kakanfo should not refuse Alaafin because Alaafin is supreme. But tradition has said that they must not live together in the same place, in the same time. So they created a place. That's why Alaafin Afanja was in Lorin. Alaafin Afanja was in Lorin. Ariolabi was in Porto Novo at that time. That's how Arela Tosha was in Ibadan. So Alaafin hold Oyo. But anytime Alaafin is to levy war, then he will direct his Are Ona Kakanfo to levy war on such. See, that is for the title of between Alaafin and Are Ona Kakanfo.
So as it is right now,
he's the only one that can choose Are Ona Kakanfo. He's the only one in all Yoruba land. He's the only one. That's when Alaafin picked Abiola as Are Ona Kakanfo before he picked Gani Adams now. So it was held by Akintola before.
So both of them,
before he was killed.
Both the Alaafin and the Are Ona Kakanfo, they can't stay in the same city, like probably in the same Oyo state.
No, they can't. They can't. Tradition has it that the Are has to live in the same because he has some power as well conferred on him by Alaafin. And because of that, because they don't want conflict of that power, that they give him a place to stay. They cannot sit on the same place. They cannot stay in the same place. That's the tradition. So it was Alaafin Ajagbo of Oyo who created that title. And it's only Alaafin of Oyo that can pick anyone that will become Are Ona Kakanfo. No other kings in Yoruba land. So for the second one, yes, it's ceremonial title, but they have cultural value. There are people under the domain of the kings. We go to the kings, they have problem like land dispute, which is not in court already. The king can resolve many things, like Egungun festival. The time are determined by the kings, by the Obas. So though it's ceremonial, but it's more than ceremonial. The only thing is that their power are limited by the governors, who is picked by the constitution. So, but it's more than ceremonial. We can even say that the king of England is so ceremonial. When you look at it, the prime minister and the parliament are determining many things, but he is ceremonial king. But she has more power as well. She has to approve many things. She has to approve many things. But unlike in Yoruba land, they don't have power to approve things done by the governor. But they consult the governor. The governor also consult them on matter that has to do with tradition and the culture of Yoruba land. That is the power they have. There's consultation. There must be cooperation between the Oba and the governor. The governor they has them question. The king also go to the governor. If his people have problem, he has to speak to the governor to do something about it. He has that traditional role to play. So it's more than ceremonial. They have their rules.
You have the rules
to play in the government.
All right,
but
let's go.
But the governor has more power. Is the most powerful.
All right.
He can remove. He can install.
Okay, we lost that call there. Let's go to our message. Yeah, it says, good morning. My name is Yusuf Olasukomi. I just want to appropriate Barrister Niyi. Appropriate to appreciate. Let me guess you say appreciate. Barrister Niyi for saying he wants unity and love within our kings. Also says the government are the one who owns the power. I really agree with him. Okay, thank you for that. Hello, good morning.
This is Ambassador Usman. But I will answer my question. Ask you that, is it, Gather say Oyo Empire, is it for only Oyo or your Yoruba land? One. And can one serve to Alaafin? Obalamide is one. Blessed memory, appoint this one now. Can this one serve this one? This one go to appoint another one? That's the question.
Okay, thank you. Because of our time, Chief, how do you wrap up that?
I'll quickly answer that. The kings, the authority binds each other. What do I mean by that? Once the late Adeyemi appointed, or Alaafin Adeyemi appointed this one, no one can appoint another one until this one grow old and dies. As long as he's there, the Alaafin cannot pick any other council until he dies. And I pray he live long. So that is it. That means the authority bind the incoming king. Once a king appoints a chief to be in a position, and that chief is still alive, then the new king cannot remove that thing. That is the authority. They bind each other. They are different from parliamentary system, where the parliament cannot bind each other. But the power of our kings bind the incoming one. Even after the demise of the late king, his authority still flow. Those who may speak to be in position, they cannot be removed unless they committed abomination. But as long as they are doing what they are supposed to do, they cannot be removed until they die.
Well, Lagos, you've heard that. Lagos, you've heard that. What a great time. What a great knowledge it was passed down from our guest here today, Chief Niyi Aborisade, who is a historian and also a lawyer. Chief, thank you very much for all of this knowledge you've passed to us this morning.
You're welcome.
All right, Lagos, this is where we call it a wrap today. Join us again, same time, same station, Super FM 92.7. My name is Michael Inyang. Please enjoy your day.